I have told you these things so that you will not fall away. They will push you out of the synagogues. In fact, there will come a time when they will kill you and think they are doing a service for God. They will do this because they did not know the Father or me. Those are the words of Jesus in John 16, 1-3. You know, in Nazi Germany, there was a whole lot of propaganda and conditioning of every human citizen at that time to hate Jews. They were dehumanized. So people either applauded them being hung in the streets and captured and killed and slaughtered, or they were indifferent to it. The same thing is happening now. Now, a very minor thing happened. I got somebody responding to a recent video that I talked about the opening ceremony of the Olympics, and somebody started commenting, you know, when I mentioned the similarity to the Last Supper, even though I expressed some hesitation because it was much more than that, even though now they have admitted that it was about that. She said it wasn't about that, it was about this or that, and just very condescending. And then when I responded, they basically said that they're not going to listen to anything that a crazy person like me says, and that I'm just full of hate and just bigoted towards people who think differently, which couldn't be further from the truth. It just got me thinking, driving home today, it's like if somebody was out there warning everybody, if you don't stop doing the things that you're doing, a giant purple Bigfoot is going to knock on your door and pound you to death until you stop doing those things. You would just laugh because it's harmless. The problem is this world is so good at demonizing Christianity because there is a lot of people who are hypocritical and judgmental who damage the name of Christ, sometimes with good intentions, sometimes with not. There's a lot of controlled opposition. There's a lot of red herrings. There's a lot of infiltration that happens in the church intentionally to defile and blaspheme the name of Christ so that people don't see the true representation that we are to be as the salt and the light. But what happens when we do feel this type of hatred from people? Now, a random stranger online, that doesn't bother me one bit. There has been times when I've shared things that I've had family members and friends get very upset with me to the point of blocking me and things. And it's, you know, it's hurtful, but it's mainly hurtful because I feel like they should know me better. The point is, there's not any hate when it comes to sharing the gospel truth of who Jesus is. It's an eternal salvation issue and a spiritual issue that we've just been dumbed down to. So how do you respond when you get hit with that type of persecution? I always hope that I'll have the grace and the strength to respond the way Jesus did. And I know I'm a broken record. I keep talking about these things, but I do feel like we're fast forwarding to a time when we are all going to be tested. A lot of people like to think we're going to be raptured out before anything gets really difficult, but I hate to break it, but we're warned again and again and again that we are going to be tried during hard times. There are going to be trials and tribulations. So it's just on my heart to continue sharing this. So what's going to happen when people are trying to kill you thinking they're doing a service to God? That's what they did when they killed Jesus. They thought they were crucifying a blasphemer. They had been so easily hoodwinked by the religious elite who were completely judgmental and completely hypocritical because they did not live up to their own humanistic religious standards, but they expected others to. They wanted to stone the adulterous woman, but neither one would throw the stone because they knew they all had secret sin. That's why we need Jesus. That's why he died for us, so that we're still saved when we accept him. And that's why, despite the hate that comes back, we still share in love. Now, if somebody's talking about a purple people-eating Bigfoot that's going to come to your door, if they're doing it with love and not jumping down your throat, but if they're sharing with you, loving you, caring for you, respecting you, you're just going to be like, oh, that's funny. I don't believe that. But again, Satan is the god of this world. He's the prince and power of the air. That's not enough just to have people dismiss Christians as, oh, just don't worry about them. He needs to flip the paradigm where good is evil and evil is good. So he needs people to hate anything that is righteous and that is in God's image. And we are all created in God's image. That's why there's such a distortion of reality when it comes to what we are biologically. That's why they want to change all that. They want to distort our very God-given DNA and how we are created. But at the end of the day, it's spiritual. And when you're debating not debating, because there should be no debate. You want to give yourself over as a living sacrifice. You know, to live is Christ, to die is gain. To live, we're to live unto the Lord as Christ did, be willing to die and sacrifice everything. But to die is gain, because then we go in heaven and we're with Him, where all the sorrow and pain and anxiety and everything we deal with here will be gone. So that's a reward. So we don't fear anything in this world that could strip anything of us, because ultimately we don't have anything that the Lord didn't already bless us with. But we can remember Matthew 5:11-12. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. And so they crucified Jesus, who we are to be a reflection of. So there is going to come a time, maybe sooner than later, when people are trying to murder Christians who are truly just trying to save or trying to share the saving message of Jesus Christ with those who are lost spiritually in this world, who will be murdered by some professing Christians thinking they're doing God a service by slaughtering that person because they've been deceived. So I pray if you're not already, you just give it all to Him. Seek Jesus when times get tough, when people come at you. Just know that they came at Him first. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.